Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Matt Bernier. Lots of grade stakes action at Gulfstream Park on Saturday. In this video, we'll focus on race number 10, the Grade 3 Forward Gal Stakes, and our preview is presented by DRF Bets, where if you sign up right now at drf.com/join by using the promo code FREEBET09, you'll immediately access a $200 free bet with no deposit required. Let's take a look at the field of 3-year-old fillies getting set to travel 7 furlongs at Gulfstream Park on Saturday afternoon. Your morning line favorite is the number 7. Miss Momentum for trainer Mark Cassie. And this filly, boy, her last 2 races have just really been good, although you could nitpick a little bit with her mechanics last time out over a sealed, sloppy track.
Yeah, she's not the, let's say, the most professional thing out there, but I'm kind of at the point where am I going to continue to doubt her? Because she just shows up these past 2 races, one on a sloppy sealed track, one on a fast track that was washed off the turf. Well, she doesn't show up and run. I mean, she's in really, really good form at this point. And the 77 buyer, it's the highest last out in the field. I'm not going to be surprised at all if she runs well again. I think she's going to need to improve if she's going to win, because I think all these girls are on that sort of upward trajectory. But that's far be it for me to sit here and say she can't improve again.
Very logical contender. The 5th horse out of that race has already come back to buyer 77. Miss Momentum was outrun early, but she just cruised up on the turn. She was a little bit early with her lead change, but she finished off pretty much in hand under Tyler Gaffalione. This filly is really sharp. She's by that super stallion, Uncle Mo. The number 4, Take Charge Paula, may not be as visually flashy as Miss Momentum, but all she does is she's just, you know, a lunch pail special. She shows up, she gets the job done. She's won 4 of 6 lifetime starts, her last 2 in very game fashion.
Yeah, there's nothing fancy about her. You know what you're going to get. You're going to probably work out a nice stalking trip or be forwardly placed. You're going to go on with it professionally. It's not like she's going to get goofy. My big concern is you just look overall and see the horses that she's been running against. I think she's going to need to take her game to the next level if she's going to win.
You're absolutely right about her tactical speed, and as we see from the Timeform US pace projector, she's likely to get another good trip. She's the number 4, and I agree with the Timeform US pace projector. I think the 8 and 6 are going to go out there, and this 4 gets a really nice trip again under Paco.
Yeah, I mean, if you sit in just behind those 2, if they go ding-dong and early on, she could easily inherit this thing. The other question to keep in mind for many of these girls at this point is 7/8 of a mile. You can really separate some between 6 and 7. We always talk about the difference between a mile and an 1/8, or a mile and 16th and a mile and 1/8. I think you can say the same thing about 6 to 7.
The number 8 is My Miss Lily, going out for a red-hot trainer in Mark Henning. And this filly really wasn't a surprise. This is a daughter of Tapit who sold for $670,000 as a Keeneland yearling. And this horse was okay in her debut. 67 buyer speed figure, overcoming a sloppy track.
Yeah, overcoming a sloppy track. I thought she was on the green side because she was leaning all over. I believe it was a Rudy horse that was down to her inside. And eventually she just pulled away from that horse. The field she beat that day hasn't come back particularly strong, but you've only had a couple of horses come back. The 5th and 6th place finishers came back to earn 46 and 51 buyers. It wouldn't surprise me if she took a step forward, and like you say, throw out Mark Henning at your own risk at this point.
The number 2, Morning Destiny, is closer than I would have her on the pace projector. She broke really well in the Glitter Woman, and then they just ran away from her, and she ended up near the back of the field. I thought Arad Ortiz just gave her a beautiful ride, gave her every chance to win that race, and she came up a little bit short at a gigantic price. And then you look at her lifetime record, and I say, I'd love to use her underneath, but maybe not in the pick 4 or pick 5.
I was going to say underneath key. There's nothing wrong with that. I agree with you. I think Arad rode her perfectly, brought her out to the far outside. She came with that big sweeping move and just couldn't seal the deal. You know, I don't think she's bad. I just think it's a scenario where she's going to need to improve, and I don't know how much more improvement there is.
She finished directly ahead of Foxtrot Sally, the number 5, who's 15 to 1 on the morning line, and like Morning Destiny, just outrun early, came with a bid late. It's not like the Timeform US pace projector has a red bar indicating a fast pace, so Foxtrot Sally might have a completely different scenario, and then I think class concerns come into play.
Yeah, the interesting thing about a filly like this, or any horse, for me, you look and see, it seems like she does most of her running from off the pace. The only victory to date is coming gate to wire fashion. If she can get closer into the running, maybe it actually improves her chances. I still don't love her either way.
Ohio bred Heaven Has My Nikki, I think, has a chance in here for the Luch folks. 2 for 2 in her career. Looked really good with a nice ride by Gaffalione last time out in an optional claimer at Gulfstream Park, and that race came off a little bit of a layoff. I think she's pretty tactical, and I think she could get lost in the shuffle from a wagering standpoint.
Yeah, broke about a step slow, but I love, like you say, Gaffalione shot up the wood. Everything worked out very well. She wanted to win. She fought on determinedly. I think it was a good effort. I think she's a major player.
Let's take a look at our top picks for the Grade 3 Forward Gal Stakes. Matt, you like the 6 Violent Times, going out for trainer Ralph Nix, a debut winner at 5.5 furlongs, and a horse that should be close, if not on the lead.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they play this with the 8 My Miss Lily, because if she breaks and they both go, you know, guns blazing early, I don't think it works out for either one of them going 7/8 of a mile. But Violent Times, she just looks like the kind of horse. She was very, very keen, very eager. She wanted to go. So that concerns me a little bit. If you've got to try to rate her and relax her, I don't know if she's got that in her game right now. But I like the fact that she just looks like she's a stone-cold runner, where she'll go out there, she's going to go fast, and she's probably going to give you a decent enough effort. The runner-up that day, who she was 4 clear, came back to win next out with a 65. The 4th place finisher came back with a 62. So she beat a decent enough field. 5.5 to 7 is never easy, particularly with a horse that pulls. You got to save some of that energy. If she can do that, I think she's got a big chance.
9 to 2 on the line. Is that acceptable from a win standpoint?
Wouldn't go any less than that for all the reasons I just laid out, but I do think 4.5 to 1. I think that fits.
In a single race standpoint, your top 4 picks are 6, 7, 1, and 3. You and I were won over by Sultry's maiden win at Ellis Park way back in the summer, where she came from way off the pace to win the faster division at 6.5 furlongs. We liked her in the Pocahontas, just didn't fire that day. Eddie Keneally turned her back to a 7 furlong sprint. She reeled off 2 victories in a row. And last time out in the Goldenrod, you know, at 1 mile and a 16th, it was a fast race and she just didn't fire. Despite her pedigree, she seems like a 7/8 of a mile kind of horse. I hope she doesn't get outrun completely. The Timeform US Pace Projector has her all the way at the back of the pack. But I like what I've seen sprinting. I also like that 59-1 Bullet workout at Palm Meadows.
That was my only concern, was the idea that is she going to get completely run off of her feet, and then she's going to come with a big run, but it's going to be too little too late. I think she fits in here beautifully. You look through, you can gray out different text and formulator. I have 3 one-turn races, including that Ellis Park race. They're all wins. And I have 2 route races mixed in there, and those are the 2 no-shows. I can't help but think at this point this is what she is. She's a one-turn horse. She's a very good one-turn horse. I think she fits nicely. If she gets pace, I think she's a major player.
She's 10 to 1 on the line. I would take 6 from a win standpoint. In multiple race wagers, I would use Sultry the 1, Take Charge Polo the 4 as A's. Backups, I would use the 7 Miss Momentum a B, with a very likely winner on paper. I would use even Morning Destiny as an underneath horse in a single race standpoint. Single race standpoint, 1-7-4-6 for me in the Grade 3 Forward Gal Stakes. Again, if you're playing this really nice Gulfstream Park Saturday card from home, a $200 free bet is waiting. No deposit required. All you have to do is go to drf.com/join. Please use the promo code FREEBET09, and approximate post time for the Forward Gal is 4:43 Eastern. Best of luck.